Welcome inside fitnessinformant.com, Fitness Informant's YouTube channel and social media channels. I'm FI founder and CEO Ryan Buckeye here with a product breakdown on ABE, all black everything's non-stim pre-workout called Pump. Now this is a pump powder. It's also a non-stim pre-workout. There's ingredients in this particular container that can help increase performance, cognition, in addition to help increase blood flow and overall pump. Now this flavor is available from ABE. This is blue ras, but there's also 2 other flavors. So 3 total flavors of this combined collectively from the brand. You can buy this from their website. It retails for just over 40 bucks. It is a 40-20 serve unit. Let's dive in to the SFP. So now it is a 40-20 serve, which is what I just mentioned to you. We're gonna look at this from a 20 serving standpoint. So for 20 servings, it is 2 scoops. That is going to be more of an efficacious dosing protocol for you to obtain the best benefits from this particular product. As we dive into the SFP here, the first ingredient is going to be citrulline malate at a 2-to-1 ratio for 9 grams or 9,000 milligrams of citrulline malate. So citrulline malate is citrulline and malic acid combined. So it's going to yield 2 parts citrulline, 1 part malic acid. Citrulline is a precursor to arginine in the body. So when you drink citrulline, it breaks down into arginine, which then increases nitric oxide. Nitric oxide will then increase blood flow into the muscles. Malic acid can actually help increase overall performance. So if you do the math of a 2-to-1 ratio, you are getting 6 grams of citrulline and you're getting 3 grams of malic acid to get you your full 9-gram dosage. The next ingredient here is creatine monohydrate at 5 grams. I don't know if there's an ingredient that is more well-studied and proven effectiveness than creatine monohydrate. The 5-gram or 5,000 milligram dosage has become a staple in the space, and for anybody, regardless of size. It's a good rule of thumb to start. Some people may need slightly more, maybe some need slightly less, depending on their dietary intake and body composition, etc. But 5 grams of creatine monohydrate is what we've come to expect in any type of daily creatine intake. Now, why creatine in a non-stim pre-workout pump powder? Well, creatine, part of it is you can potentially hold on to water weight, right? Well, water retention in the muscles, that is going to contribute to the pump. You want a pump. You want the water retention in the muscles to maintain hydration throughout the muscle to make sure you have muscular endurance is through the roof. Also, creatine monohydrate helps replenish ATP, which is part of the Krebs cycle, which is our primary source of energy that the body needs during any type of performance, whether it is a strength training or if it's going to be cardio, that can definitely help. The next ingredient here is beta-alanine at 3,000 milligrams or 3 grams. We've come to see beta-alanine as a staple at 3.2 grams all the way up to 6.4 grams. Beta-alanine, much like creatine monohydrate, should be taken daily for saturation. Now, the benefit of beta-alanine is not that you feel it, that you get the tingles. It is that it buffers lactic acid. It can help prolong the workout and help improve overall muscular endurance in the gym. It could potentially help alleviate a little bit of DOMS or delayed onset muscle soreness, but the primary focus here is to help you work out longer, more efficiently and effectively while you're in the gym. The next ingredient here at 1,500 milligrams is nitrosigine from Nutrition 21. Now, nitrosigine is a blend of arginine and inositol together, and what happens is because of the use of the inositol molecule within the arginine, the body is able to take it in, and the arginine is actually able to be delivered effectively to increase nitric oxide to improve blood flow. Now, if you take arginine alone, just straight arginine, the human body needs roughly around 8 to 10 grams of that to actually be effective because its bioavailability is extremely poor. And when you start consuming arginine at levels of 8 to 10 to 12 grams, you can get upset stomachs or in your GI tract starts to go through things that we don't need to talk about here on this video. Nitrosigine from Nutrition 21 has been shown in multiple studies to be as effective as 8 grams of citrulline malate. Now, if you remember earlier in the video, I said we get 9 grams of citrulline malate. In addition to nitrosigine, there is absolutely no reason that nitric oxide and blood flow is not improved from using this particular product from our friends at ABE. Next ingredient, taurine used at a full gram. Now, taurine's primary function is to help regulate electrolytes to help improve overall performance and strength output. It can help a little bit with the central nervous system or CNS. Now, you've maybe heard or been referenced studies in the past when taurine is mixed with caffeine, it can help reduce some of the stimulatory effects of caffeine, like the jitters, etc., because it does play part into the CNS or the central nervous system. But for this primary purposes, it's regulating electrolytes, making sure that you stay hydrated, obviously, and help improve overall performance output. Choline bitartrate as vitacholine used at 500 milligrams. Choline is available in multiple different forms, whether it's vitacholine or CDP choline or alpha GPC, etc. What this intention is to do is to help improve cognition, memory, alertness, focus at what you're doing. The particular dosage in this at 500 milligrams for the 2 scoops is a good dosage of vitacholine. It's going to help improve memory and cognition. In addition, when you combine that with some of the other ingredients in here, which we're going to talk about shortly, you should get a nice bump in overall cognition and performance from that aspect. Next ingredient here is Himalayan pink salt at 300 milligrams. Let's go back to taurine, talking about regulating the electrolytes. Salt is essential to your diet, especially when it comes to hydration. Now, salt gets a bad rap because many typical people have an overabundance of salt in their system because they're eating overly processed and fast foods, which contain traditional table salt. Traditional table salt can be dehydrating, while you get better versions of salt like pink salt or Himalayan sea salt that is going to actually help improve overall hydration through the electrolyte process. Next ingredient here is Fitnox at 250 milligrams. Fitnox is from our friends at Columbia Sports Nutritionals. This can help improve overall blood flow in the body. Again, this is a non-stim pre-workout / pump powder. It is called pump for a reason. Fitnox is a fairly new ingredient, not really used a ton across the space, so it is kind of sweet to see it used here in this particular product from ABE. Estrogen used at 50 milligrams. Estrogen from our friends at New Live Science. What estrogen's capabilities are, there's a lot of them actually, but the primary focus in a lot of the sports nutritional supplements is to increase uptake and absorption of the ingredients used to help improve basically bioavailability of said ingredients. Estrogen can also help with cognition and gut health as well as secondary impacts, positive impacts to you. Last ingredient here is Huperzine A used at 100 micrograms. Huperzine A, its primary focus is to inhibit an enzyme that breaks down acetylcholine. You want acetylcholine to help with cognition. Huperzine combined with other choline molecules, in this case we're talking about vitacholine, collectively and collaboratively helps increase cognition, focus, memory, alertness, and more. So as you can see, this is more than just your typical blood flow agent. There are performance ingredients in here like taurine. There are blood flow ingredients in here like citrulline, nitrosigine, and Fitnox. But then you look at things like vitacholine and Huperzine A for the mind and your memory and your muscle connection. That is where you're going to get an overlying non-stim pre-workout to help you with your overall workout. And let's not forget beta-alanine, the ingredient that a lot of people know is the itchy ingredient, but again, it serves a much larger purpose than just that. As I mentioned earlier, 3 flavors. It does retail for just over 40 bucks on the brand's website. You can potentially pick this up at your local Walmart as well. This is their blue raspberry flavor, which is great. I've not tried all the flavors. However, on paper, I do like this formula. I think it's going to actually improve blood flow for the overwhelming majority of people who utilize this. It is a good price point for a non-stim pre-workout. If you're sensitive to caffeine, sensitive to stimulants, or maybe you work out late in the evening, then ABE's Pump should be something you look into and try for your next purchase. For more breakdowns like this, make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel by clicking on the red subscribe now button below, and follow along on all of our social media channels where we post all of our content free of charge. We're on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, and more. And for all things related to dietary supplements, fitness plans, nutrition plans, and more, visit our official website. We're online at fitnessinformant.com.